Alright, hello and welcome to Map Feedback Extravaganza. Need to get my view model settings correctly, and then volume, yeah, there we go. Alright, so, today's goal is to give feedback to 5 maps. These maps are, give me a minute, DE Echo by Hex. We have Metro 3 by Mexoc. We have Map 6 by Visit. DE Zoo, also known as CA Zoo by Sense. And Radio 2 by Barry Crisp. DE Echo I have played, and DE Zoo I have played. But Radio 2, Metro 3 and Map 6 are all new maps to me. And all these maps have had recent changes, and I try to be like as brief as I can be when it comes to like speculative thing on gameplay that I can't really, fairly give criticism back and forth. So I'll try to give like surface level stuff and keep my own opinions to the side. Like, I won't be speculating how some, like, is a map balanced based on how it just looks. That's what I was trying to say. Okay, so the changes to DE Echo. I will be linking playlist videos. If I have playlist videos of those levels, I'll be linking them down in the description. So DE Echo has gotten a new middle route. So it's a classical 3-lane map. A, B, and mid. T's get to mid through here, and CTs have this boostable window. Not sure if they can actually get there in time. They should be able to get there in time, right? That's a nasty angle, but I kind of like it. When it comes to middle is kind of interesting. So it's like this very cramped hole here, which T's can decide to smoke off either this one, which goes to the squeaky door, and it's basically kind of close in similarity to the entrance that they do have, which is boostable again from here. That's kind of cool. You can do a self boost. Whoa. Yeah, squeaky door, and then here you have another CT, like kind of a window thing. This leads back to CT straight away. CTs do have a ladder here that they can get up to the second level, and yeah, you can watch middle from down here. I actually like this quite a lot, with how the angle actually like extends all the way back to down to the middle. Not sure about that angle though, but I kind of like that, and how secure you are up here. The T's might want to have some sort of, you might want to be able to hug against this wall and then clear everything here without exposing yourself too much there. So maybe making this wall a little bit deeper could help. And I don't see necessarily a reason for this box to be here. But yeah, I like how choked the CT spawn entrance is there. Okay, so the biggest change now is that a player from both sides can play this upper angle here and just watch. This is super connector between the bomb sites now, and T's, when they're taking the bomb site, they want to smoke that off. And now what you're getting with is that on the bomb side there's this like weird cheese block thing. Now you can gain really crazy angles down the rotation path. This is the fastest rotation path, which is like super interesting to have and control around. So yeah, we'll see. If there's no CTs controlling this or holding it late round, it might be kind of an OP thing for T's to take. Or just taking middle and then falling back down here. But since everything, like all these corridors are so choked up, it might not be that bad of a thing after all. So yeah, I'm looking forward to how this is going to play. This was basically my feedback that Hexic incorporated to the level, and I'm really glad to see or excited how this would play in the future. Yeah, I'm going to guess that it's going to be a whole lot of fun. Then I think this was already in the latest version. This box wasn't this high, so that's good to see it a little bit higher. So towards the squeaky door, you have better angles from here, safer angles, and this back area is still kind of underdeveloped, but it's probably fine. Whoa. Okay. This is new, isn't it? Kind of a deep corner to watch the squeaky door after the T's have gotten the sight, I reckon. Just thinking about these angles. They're fine. And towards A. This was always fun. Okay. Then the main hasn't really changed at all. I don't think so. Vent we have for quick rotations back from outside A to middle. I think this has changed. Can you fit through the window? I don't think so, no. And I don't think that that's a playable area. I mean, you can boost up here, but and then you can do a double boost, but I don't know. It's not really useful in any way. Yeah, I think honestly that might be it for the Echo, our first map on the list. Yeah, it's a big change, but I think it's gonna be fun. If you think about angles in like Mirage, if you think about angles, well, another Bobcats map, the Iris, angles in D Cache, imagine from car to back to B. Those angles are really crazy and they are fun to play. They might be annoying if you don't have the utility retake there, and lots of CTs get caught in the crossfire of T's like holding all the way through CT. But those angles, you know, if you get the kill as a CT retaking, then you're pretty much guaranteed to have, depending on the situation of course, but you're pretty much guaranteed to have like a free entrance to the bomb site to attempt like a retake. So these sorts of things make it interesting to play and make the, you know, they fasten up the gameplay a little bit. So I think that's about it for the Echo. Then we have Metro 3 by Mexoc. This map, I think he was contracted to make this. Yeah. Anyway, I had to compile this myself. Mexoc just pretty much sent me a VMF, and I was like, okay, well, I guess I'll compile it myself then. Kind of a smaller side of a map. Keep the bots. It is a metro station after all, and I'm really... there's this weird feeling to Mexoc's maps, as I've had these conversations with him that he doesn't really know what he's doing when it comes to layouts. And, well, to be fair, layouts are also, like, if you're just tasked to make one from the word go, it can be really hard to do. And come up with like something that it's not just dust 2 all over again. But yeah, this map needs a tone mapper, definitely. Anyway, yeah, there's like a air of lack of design, but then again you get like super free flowing areas like this, which this is just a hall with 4 pillars and a bridge in the middle. And this can be really fun. Like, imagine the CTs, I mean the T's pushing into the site. They have all this cover, depending on where the CTs are set up, but you can peek from here. You can actually kind of game it by getting a run boost or something, jumping in the middle, and now you're like super close to the pillar. This could be really fun, and I'm not saying that it's like messy in anything. I'll let the playtest speak for itself, but this could be really fun to play. I guess my only like gripe with the level right now is how empty some of the areas are, and there are definitely some headshot angles to be abused. But that is to be seen later. You know, sometimes those sorts of like these sorts of angles, when there's no other cover, they kind of balance themselves out. And CT, you can like pretty much clear this one by one. It's probably going to be annoying, but you know. A-bomb site's very empty, but I guess this is just like a first draft of the whole thing. This is supposed to be some sort of a long area, I feel like. Not sure if CTs are able to get here though in time. And it's kind of hard to test timings when you're alone, so I literally yesterday just compiled this and just going about it. But yeah, I guess for playtest it's good to get some more cover and it's like more defined timings. I guess Mexok, if you're watching this, which I think you are, I think you should test the timings out. Like if the CTs get to, let's say, like on this ramp and the Ts are like peeking from here, then I think you should make it so that the angle that the Ts are peeking from is like here, and then there's a no man's land that they both end up in at the same time, just so that the CTs can like pre-nade. Both of the teams can pretty much pre-nade themselves. Right now, there's no real like way for CTs to deny all of this area to be gotten by the Ts, like wide peeking or whatever. They can hug the wall here, and now they're like super close, and now they can also like come out here, and it doesn't really matter by the amount of nades. You're not gonna be able to affect the whole area like that well with one nade or even a molly. Then we have this straight. Let me count the choke points actually. We have 1, 2, mid 3, 4.5. I'd say that this is kind of a T's must contest, or like T's must contest CTs if they want to get up here. I feel like, and there's like one area up here, another area up there. That's kind of a short entrance to the other side of the bridge. This connects back here. I don't know. This map looks very interesting, and I really do like angles like this. Let me see how this connects. Oh yeah, okay. Sorry, I had to cough there. So if you think about A is over there. It is here. Check this angle out. There's a very long passive angle that you can hold as a CT from like T's crossing mid over there. I really like this. And Mexok in other map called BE Merul, he had the same exact thing, same sort of a thing that he designed in middle. It was basically like double angled middle peak, which is really cool to see. And it plays nicely because as a CT, there's a great risk reward to you getting smoked up here, which is easy to do, but if you just kind of forget to do it, or you get counter smoked, now the CTs can occupy the area. But yeah, I feel like this area needs some sort of a, maybe like a waiting room lobby chair thing in a metro station, or like a pillar or something. That could be kind of a cool thing to introduce. CT spawn. Yeah, nothing's really clipped anyway, but yeah, I guess this is the first draft of the layout. But Mexok, keep on working on this. I think it's gonna be definitely a fun map to test and mess around in. Yeah. Also, why is this here? Seems like a weird jump for no reason. Yeah, and when it comes to cover placement, I would think that it would be kind of cool to have some sort of a way to get to the upper level by like jumping all the way. And the cover placement, I think, should be like situated a little bit like this way, but so that there's like when you're fighting the upper from like down here, it's also giving you cover that way. So maybe like an L piece of cover here, something like that. And then another box here that creates just enough negative space so that you can like fight around it and then peek these and then drop down and be in cover. And then I feel like there has to be some sort of a thing back here as well, like strong CT position to hold. So like a little bit of a box maybe there that gives like headshot angles, kind of. You know, headshot angles are not that bad at the end of the day. They just have to be, you have to be pretty much like able to clear it like one by one like that. Kind of you have here, like if this is gonna be a headshot angle, you should be able to clear it from cover, like you have here. And maybe you could even like add some sort of a thing in the way back here that you can like peek down there. And this area needs to be a little bit more paced out, if you know what I mean. Like, make it kind of hard to get through here. You could have some sort of a cover there, choke this up a whole lot, like that. Just so the CT angle exists, but it's like, it's easier to go through here to be instead of here. And I don't really know if I like this back angle back here that much. But yeah, I think that's Metro 3 by Mexoc done there. And then we have map 6. I have map 666 and I have map 6. Okay. So, I made sure that I know what kind of a map this is. This is a wingman map. Yeah, it doesn't look like a wingman map, but it is. And I haven't played this one, but I'm gonna say straight out that there's too much of map. So 2v2, wingman is a 2v2 game mode. We have 1, we have 2, we have 3 choke points with the ability to rotate from one lane back to the quote-unquote middle, which you have fast rotations to the left side of the map, basically through CT spawn. Yeah. The easy fix is to remove this much, block this off, and then block this off. There we go, solved. Like, let's think about this. So you get this area. I believe that this is the first peak as a T and a CT. Like, CTs are peeking from back here. I believe that this is the first area that you want. Like, this is basically the long to contest. When you get this under control, now you can rotate as a T between that area and this area, making a fake rotation between this entrance and this entrance. That adds a level of dynamic to the map that normal maps have with the middles and their connectors. So like dust 2 short, you're in middle, haha, you can go B to CT to, I mean middle to CT to B, you know, you're in middle, you can go A short, and now CTs have to gamble between checking B ramp and short, and like those both are kind of hard to check at the same time if you don't have the players to like allocate 2 on site, on 2 on each side and one in the middle. But here you only have 2 players to situate. So I think it's a good idea to keep it simple, keep this as a lane, keep this as a lane. You lose 1, now the T's can pretty much be coming from 1 to 3 entrances, and that's how most wingman maps work. There's, you know, the wingman version of DE Nuke, not DE Nuke, DE Train. Sorry, I got a very important text message. Jesus, this is very unprofessional. So, the DE Train wingman map, it's kind of interesting since it's so free-flowing, but even that has like, well, it has 3 choke points. But Train has always been a map of gaining ground instead of gaining choke points to push through that much. Like, Train has so many different angles, so many entrances of or like possibilities to smoke an angle and then push up behind it and then get like 2 more angles. It's basically, if you think about like Ice World, and if you would have a 5v5 in Ice World, you would like smoke one entrance and then have another angle to push. Yeah, I think that's like a good representation of it. But yeah, here I think this side is better to be blocked off, since you can't really rotate between here. Like, imagine you block off this side from here, and from here. You're left with 2 lanes of pushing. And I think this long area, it could work, but like this is kind of boring, since you don't, as a T rotating from here, you're already like behind the CTs if the CTs are playing this. But from here, if you're rotating out, you still have to cover, like, clear this upper area, behind here, this whole cubby here. Like, it's gonna work so much better with this side blocked off. It's funny, like it feels kind of an afterthought having this area here. But yeah, here and here. I think that's the map done. Then we have map. So the CA stands for Counter Apes, which is Sen's own little imaginary game mode, and he has a whole lore thing about that. So we're gonna entertain the thought of this whole thing. He's very young, so we'll give him a little bit of leeway, and you know. Okay, this map has changed a hell of a lot. It's an interesting thing, as this map was terrible and actually unplayable when we first played it. Then Nelson went Nelson MVP with helping Sen with the map. So he pretty much took the map, looked at the layout. Like, if you think about this map, this used to connect straight to this side with no deviations in the routing. My first feedback after playing the map was like, okay, you have to have some sort of a way to rotate away from there, and you have to have some sort of a way for the CT to contest it. So it was like 4 lanes straight pushing into bomb site, and that's just not okay with Counter-Strike gameplay. You have to have some sort of a way to rotate, or get an area which you can rotate and fake out the contesting players, so that you can have enticing gameplay and you can fake out a little bit more, so that the game feels predictable if you lose a part of the map, but it feels unpredictable when it comes down to the 1-to-1 gameplay. Okay, Sen asked if the CT area is okay. So I don't think that these sorts of areas should be this large. The map is very large anyway. The map is set in a zoo, which zoos are kind of large if we're going with like Finland standard, or I guess, you know, you have to have space for the cages and whatnot. Which brings me to my first opinion. This is really cool, but this has to be made a little bit deeper so it doesn't look like you can go there. Obviously, it's a gated off area and whatnot, but you can still fall through. It still looks like it's playable, and you know. The map. Okay, so again, DE Train comes to mind when we are talking about this map. It's very like just pasting down cover and like structures, which there's nothing wrong with it, but it's just that the gameplay feels very random, and players can like always hide behind these and then juke you out with like multiple angles. When the cover is not high enough, you can peek above it, and it's very unpredictable where that player head is going to be popping up from. When this is a main holding angle, excuse me. When a main holding angle is set up like this, it makes pushing as a T super hard. So imagine me as a CT. A player is going to pop up there. I'm going to kill him. And then I'm going to move a little bit forward from my position, like from here. Like this. I'm going to move like that. And now I'm out of danger, basically. And then another player pushes out. He's like, oh, where's the CT? Where's the CT? I push out from here. I kill them. I'm out of danger again. I pick up. I get another kill. And then I'm just like picking them one by one. Without them having like any clear information where I am. If it was like only this angle that I could peek from like here and here, it would be fine, since both of these angles can be watched from both of the entrances. There's two angles and there's two entrances to the bomb site. But when he introduced the element of over the head peaks like this, which can be abused as a headshot angle, now that brings a little bit of a situation. Same issue exists over this box as well. I don't think this is like that bad, since you have to be all the way back here, and this CT angle is also, it's kind of fun to play, but it is very unpredictable. I mean, this is okay, but like, you know, the same principle applies there. These areas are not clipped off, but players are not able to get up there that easily. You're basically, how you're able to get up there is to jump from this, and then jump on that. Oh, this is clipped off, but you're able to surf on this. So you're not able to stand on this, but you're just able to surf this. But this you are able to stand on and surf. Okay, so I think this is kind of funny to have in the map still. I remember there being like multiple run boosts that people did, like smoking this up or something, and then doing a run boost. I think Caspian, if you're watching, comment down below. Was it you doing the run boost, or whoever remembers? Yeah, please do remind me of that. I think it was Caspian who was getting run boosts over here every round, and it was like very entertaining to see the terrorists just like flying out of the main and actually gaining some ground. But I think up here you could just like block off so it doesn't confuse people, but definitely keeping the surf up here. It's very interesting and very entertaining. Then opening up, I think, I don't really know, like I've had a weird feeling about the roof here. Like, why is it roofed up? Like, you could have the same structure without the roof. I guess if there's a like a aesthetical thing that you're going for, like, go for it, but I don't know, it feels a little bit too restrictive, if you know what I mean. Then this angle, this like short area. So this map used to have an issue with, let's say, like 1, 2, 3, 4. Now there's 4 choke points. If you get this middle area, like double middle, so the middle is very imaginative. It connects back to CT here, to this short area here, through a squeaky door, double door here, and then an area here. So I think like this sort of a snaky middle gets me thinking that there has to be a little bit less of control or ground that the T's are getting from one of these entrances. And we have played this map quite a lot, and it feels very deathmatchy in the middle. Yeah, maybe like I kind of like how limited this is, so maybe making this a little bit harder to push from. And yeah, I don't really know where to like cut off space, if you know what I mean. The map is so interesting because it's so open. It feels very like, when you're playing it, if you have a good team with good calls, it's very solid. But when you don't have middle players that can call out where the enemies are, then that just everything falls down. The T's are just able to spread out everywhere, and it's just like everything feels like a chaos. So you're losing control very easily in this map. So maybe there should be some sort of a design to reinforce that the CTs have a say in the matter of the rotations. But It's not a terrible map in any way anymore, and it has had such a good feedback given to it that I think the map is like, you know, it's very playable, but it is very big still, and I think the middle is fast paced. You know, it's not every map has to be the same, and I give that feedback very often, but every map has to be playable, and every map has to be fair to the player in some way. It does. Every map doesn't have to be fair in every way to all the players, but they have to be like, there has to be a level of, for the T's, for example, I think it should always be a matter of brute forcing your way in if the map is too rough or too hard to contest. And CTs should always be able to use utility to block off the T entrances and T pathways. So it's like, if the T's are pushing way too easily through and you can't hold it with numbers, then utility comes into play. I think at the end of the day, the ability to use utility is the one that breaks or makes a map, and rotations. Okay, I think that's it. And Sen asked like about the CT spawn. I just think that it's very big. Having the CT spawn like over here would cut down the run timings, and then like removing this back entrance. You could have the entrance over here, and then have it come out from here, and you wouldn't have to have all this map, which just adds to the map size and to the like feeling of the map being like super expansive. And sometimes just the sheer amount of squares that you have in your level can make it feel like kind of a large thing to overtake or undertake, you know, as just a concept of like, oh yeah, I'm supposed to play this, but like, oh shit, it feels so large, and it's so huge that I don't want to even I don't want to clear areas anymore, because it's like, feels like a chore sometimes. But yeah, Counter-Strike is a very feeling based game, right? Okay, then we have map Radio 2. I wish Psy was still making maps. There was a map called Radiohead, which was really cool. Down there. Shout out to Psy if you're watching. What the fuck? Okay. Okay, we have some custom models, which are blocking out and blacking out the level. It's not packed. If I... Okay. No. Map draw. Okay, let's go without the props here. The shadows are depicting what's where, what's not. Okay, so yeah, the map is definitely not packed. So, okay, a wingman map. Okay. What I want to see in this wingman map is the rotation ability through 2 of the lanes. Here we have a heaven coming out. We have, that's just a dead end door, okay? We have an underground. Another underground. So it's a garage. Okay. Here's something that's in the way. You have underground route straight to the bomb site, and past that you have a CT entrance. Okay. So, I'm going to say that flip the T and CT spawns. Yeah, flip the CT and T spawns. Give the CTs a timing to get to here. Give the CTs a timing to get to, like, pretty much like here. And give the CTs a timing to get to here. And add a little bit more map space so that T's have to pretty much like push from back here and move the CT spawn to here and make this entrance through here. Why? Well, right now the gameplay for T's is just to push one of these routes. If pushing this route doesn't suffice, then you push this route, which is the most OP route that I can think of. And then if that doesn't work, push this. There's no area in this map that you like get control of. I guess here, okay, I have to be fair. So as a T, if you smoke this up and you kill this CT, you're able to rotate all the way through CT to flank. But that's still like, that's not really a mid. Like, why would you go all the way through here when you can literally just wait out the smoke? Or if you're not going to smoke that yourself, smoke this then, and then just push straight to the bomb site now. And it's very easy to, like, I'm imagining pushing up from up here and, you know, clearing most of the work and then having another T pushing from back here. So yeah. Like, what we want in the wingman maps is the ability to rotate between one of the lanes to another position to give another entrance to the bomb site. Or some sort of a way to, let's say I kill, or rather like, let's say the CTs have two entrances to watch. Layout like this. Bloop. Bloop. Bomb sites here. Now they have two entrances to watch. And we have a route here to go to CT. CT is there. T is here. CT is here, and they push here. They have one entrance to watch, another choke point. If they lose this, now they have 1, 2, 3 points to watch. So, and now it becomes T controlled, or now the favor is in the hands of terrorists. And CTs are disadvantaged because now there's an element of strategic depth to the rotation positioning of the terrorist. And, you know, if it's utility that gives the control of rotation away, then it's a 2v2, but CTs have to watch 3 entrances and T's have 3 options to push. Yeah. That element doesn't really exist here, apart from this, but I think it's kind of underdeveloped. But yeah, you have, Barry, if you're watching, playtest this map as it is. See if my findings are true. If they are not, then this design has to be praised and has to be looked into with more, in depth, just to see like what's working in it and why is it working. And if it doesn't work, then I guess do what I gave you feedback on. It's like flipping the map. But yeah, like this area, like here, if you lose this as a, like smoke this up as a T. Actually, I think this entrance should be like here. Like just a way through here. And this wouldn't exist here. So as a T, you smoke this up. Now the CTs have lost one entrance, and now the T's have 1, 2, 3 ways to push in. You see what I mean? Instead of 1, 2. Now CTs on the bomb side have to be watching like here, here, and here. Even though every player is alive, one simple smoke can really make the map like feel that much more interesting and more dynamic. And of course, with this sort of design, like this is very small, but this would work already. And it's nothing crazy. But yeah, it's the 4-square 3-lane map of wingman maps to have the same like rotation thing. and that's the easiest to do, I guess. Another, like, again, like DE Train Wingman is super interesting, since it's such a mess of angles, and it's such like a free experience. But yeah, I guess that's it for this as well. Okay, thanks everyone for watching. I feel like I'm able to do more of this. If you want to if you want to get your map given like the first impressions and feedback on, DM me or comment under the video. If you're in Map Inc., definitely post it in like map making channel or like self promotion channel, and yeah, just come talk to me, and I'll see what I can do for your map making efforts. And I definitely enjoy doing this. It's very nice. It's very so much fun just to like speculate around, and these sorts of things, like there's so much stuff that you can iron out without a playtest, by just giving the map to someone who can like give a first look, just see what's like, if there's something obviously wrong, other people might see it faster than you, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's just how feedback works, is that, and like how tunnel vision works with creative projects. When you're making something creative, you will find yourself like running into like stupid questions and issues by yourself, which have the easiest of answers too, but you're not seeing it because you're not thinking clearly anymore, because like there's so much going on inside your head with the layout and the issue and the design. But yeah, that's what map making is about. That's what map making community is about, and that's what feedback is about. So I thank you for watching this. 41 minutes, actually. We're 42 minutes, actually. That was kind of quick. But yeah, definitely next time, probably, if you give me 5v5 maps, it's gonna take longer. And yeah, that was a good first batch. So I'll be linking all those maps down in the description, so you can check them out for yourselves. And if you have any further feedback, give that to the map maker. And that's about it. Take care, guys. Thanks for watching.